You might feel in order to simplify your life that you need to get rid of all your possessions or most of your possessions, become a minimalist, live in the cabin in the woods somewhere. And these may be true. It's no secret that we live in a state of mass consumerism and we have way more things than we need. You only need to walk down a grocery aisle and look at the sheer number of different types of pasta to realize that we are totally bombarded with choice and things, and it's pretty overwhelming. There's an example. I have this beautiful coffee machine, and it was gifted to me by my father as a wedding present. And I love this coffee machine. It's something that reflects my wife and I's shared history. We met each other as baristas in a coffee shop, um, and I love using it. But there's a certain level of responsibility that comes with this coffee machine. It takes about 10 minutes to warm up. It's something that requires regular descaling and cleaning. I need to buy specific beans for the coffee machine. That means I need to grind my beans, so I need to have a grinder as well. And they break down. My coffee machine currently isn't working. I'm not sure why, and I need to get it serviced. But I live 2 hours away from anywhere that can service it, so I can't just do that on a weekend. So there's these complicating responsibilities that come with an item. And we have lots and lots of these items. And so if we strip back the number of possessions we have, it follows that it will simplify our lives. But this is not a video about minimalism. This is a video about a deeper way of simplifying your life that I only came across quite recently. And I think it's so powerful and has shifted the way that I attempt to interact with people around me. And the idea is this: to simplify your life, you have to simplify the kind of person that you are. You need to become a simple person. Now, this doesn't mean that you can't engage in complex and rich and beautiful ideas and, surround yourself with things that you love, um, or have intricate thoughts. It doesn't mean you need to be simplistic, but it does mean that you have to be direct, honest with yourself, and authentic to the people around you. Okay? A person who is simple allows themselves the freedom of being these three things. Now, what do I mean by that? Imagine you're invited to a dinner party that you just don't want to go to. And so you have two options here. You accept the invitation because you don't want to muddy the waters in the social relationship. Or you might believe that it's just expected of you to go to these sorts of things. You might not want the quote unquote shame of Monday morning colleagues asking you what you did with your weekend, and your answer is, I just sat on my couch and watched a movie, or I went for a walk with my partner, or I had spaghetti bolognese with my kids. You might want to say, I went to a party on Friday night. I'm a very social person, as you can see. So there's all kinds of weird social pressures to go, right? Or option B, you just say, hey, look, I really appreciate the invitation, but I'd prefer not to go. Look, I think I just want to spend a bit of time resting this weekend. True and true. Now, this seems like a benign example, and the reason why I've chosen this example is because it's quite a relatable one. But I think this benign example has some deeper consequences that, one invitation or one example might not really make a huge difference in your life, but compounded over time with lots and lots of examples of this really do shape the way that you relate to the people around you. What's happening? So, firstly, what's happening is you are complicating your own life because you're introducing a wide range of feelings and experiences that you just don't want to have. Two, by accepting and going after the fact, you convince yourself that that's actually something that you wanted to do. So you're muddying and murkying up the waters of your own identity, making it less clear the kind of person that you believe yourself to be. Thirdly, what you do is you subtly signal to the person that's inviting you that you are dishonest in your intentions. It may not seem at the time that the person knows that you don't actually want to be there, but we can't help but subconsciously cue that this is something that we don't want to do and we're just going along for the ride. Over time, that shapes a belief in the other person that you are a dishonest person. They may not say that explicitly, but implicitly, they are just not that sure about you. But contrast that with option A. They might be upset that you're not coming to the party. And let's say you repeatedly don't come. They might just start to realize that you're somebody that doesn't want to come to parties. They might even not like you if that's what they're like, if that's what they believe is valuable about another person. If they kind of go to these parties, they may not like you, but you're being honest, you're being authentic, right? You're being direct. Think about how you would like another person to be with you if you invited them to something. Would you prefer it if they said yes and came along and you could tell that they didn't want to be there? I've invited friends along to movies before that I love. And, halfway through the film, I can tell they don't like the movie. And I just wish I went by myself because there's this kind of awkwardness there. Or would you prefer it if they were direct and honest with you and just said, hey, look, thank you for the invite. That's really nice of you. True. I don't really want to come. True. You might find something else that they do want to come to, and then they say yes. And then you start to shape a relationship with that person that is more honest and authentic. And that's at the end of the day what we want. We want to have honest and authentic relationships with the people around us. That is what simplifies our life. Lisa Feldman Barrett, the psychologist, said the best thing for a human nervous system is another human, and the worst thing for a human nervous system is another human. It's a lovely quote because it tells us that we are social beings, that the relationships and connections we have with the people around us are really what make us feel good and content or make us feel bloody stressed out and that our lives are super complicated. So you can strip back the material possessions, you can get rid of a lot of what you own, and that's going to be a good thing in simplifying your life, I believe. But if you don't combine that with simplifying the way that you interact with people, that is, attempting to be direct, attempting to be honest and authentic, then your life is not going to get simpler. Your life is going to maintain its complicated mess. So I hope this idea helps. It definitely helped me, and I each day try to be just that little bit more authentic and honest in the way that I share my intentions and desires with people. If you liked this video, please subscribe, leave a comment, and share it with a friend. I'd love to see these ideas spark a conversation that deepens your relationship with someone. Until next time, take care.